Hi everyone, hope you're all well. In this video we're going to talk about web development and design and how to develop a website without coding. So web development refers to the actual building and construction of a website. And it also ensures the infrastructure of a website is stable, secure and functional. A lack of strong website development puts a website at risk of not functioning properly, losing traffic, decreased sales and possible security concerns. It's also worth noting that consumer purchase decisions are increasingly determined by the user experience on websites. Web development ensures that the purchasing process is smooth for e-commerce websites and everything is functioning efficiently behind the scenes. So when it comes to developing websites and constructing a website, there's lots of methods out there. They can be built manually with in-depth handwritten code or with free and user website development platforms like WordPress. Pre-built website development platforms like WordPress are known as WYSIWYG editors, stands for what you see is what you get, where you basically just have to drag out website elements into place. Building a website from scratch is much more difficult and time-consuming and requires a lot more expertise, but even the pre-built website templates still take some patience, knowledge, and some understanding as well. So why go for a website built without coding instead of developing a website with coding? One reason could be cost. So a custom-built website from scratch tends to be more expensive, whereas building a website on pre-existing platforms tends to be more affordable. Depending on your business needs, goals, and budget, finding the most profitable way to create and maintain your website is crucial. So why should your business even have a website in the beginning? So ever since social media marketing became a trend, many businesses have relied on different social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter as alternatives for having their own website. Many businesses now use their business social pages as the main channel of communication and brand awareness. And the reason why that happens often is due to the simplicity and effortlessness of managing a social media page. Creating a business page on Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn literally takes minutes. Unlike a website, even with zero technical background, they can still manage to run the page without any trouble. That makes many companies believe that a social media page can replace a website. But here's 5 things that a website has that social media does not. Number 1 is the full range. So social media pages like this are designed to suit the quick scroll. Users don't go to social media platforms to find products or services, and for that reason, business pages on social media are meant to give your audience a brief about your business, but not the full thing. In fact, many businesses have more to offer than their customers realize. Your own website allows you to showcase all your products and services, main ones and your side ones as well. In addition, your website is the perfect channel for creating long and valuable content. Social media users are not into long posts. They like their content straightforward and easy to digest. Sometimes you will have to sandwich your content to fit the busy newsfeed. On the other hand, on the website, you would never have to compromise. There's no limit to the amount of content you want to share or specific dimensions and restrictions and things like that. In other words, creating a business page on social channels is like setting up a booth at a busy neighbor's house. At the end of the day, you're really just a guest. Meanwhile, having your website is essentially like being in your own house. Another key thing to realize is that all business pages on different social media platforms share the same design and look. That's why it's harder to establish a unique and distinguishable brand image on social media, because the layout is essentially the same. So for example, on Twitter, you've obviously got your banner image, your logo, and then you've got some brief information here, and then you've just got your feed. And every other social media, every other business on Twitter looks exactly the same in terms of their layout. So it's hard to create a strong brand image that way. On a website, however, you have control over design, user interface, navigation, and everything you use in your business has something to say about your business. Therefore, a website gives you more capacity to display the identity of your company a lot more boldly. There are a lot more ways to express your brand on a website, for example, through fonts, colors, display, even loading time and performance, and the friendliness of navigation, especially on mobile devices. Social media limits those options, and therefore your own website is the ideal way to make a brand statement and tell the world what your company identifies itself with. Next reason why a website is preferred over social media pages is to do with search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is essential in the marketing game today. Opposite to social media platforms, users go to search engines looking for products, services, and content, and answers to their questions. It's highly unlikely that a user searching for running shoes prices purchase a product if it meets their needs. Meanwhile, it's less likely for someone scrolling the newsfeed randomly to purchase something, even if the ad is relevant. For that reason, Google AdWords, for example, have a higher conversion rate than Facebook ads. Ranking your website on Google through proper search engine optimization techniques can open doors for your business. To reach results like that, your business needs a website. Advertising your website on Google AdWords has a high ROI, so return on investment, which is why these ads are high in demand. If your business is a product-based one, then you have all the right reasons for creating a website that functions as an online store. This expands your market and opens up more opportunities for nationwide or even international sales. If you'd like to know more about how to create an e-commerce website, keep watching, but we also have other videos linked in our YouTube channel as well. Another reason why a website is preferred is that because it helps refine your clients. So your business page is for everyone. Your website is for the best calibers. Think about that as a good reason why you need a website. Let's say someone finds your business page on Facebook, they liked what they saw and wants to know more. If you don't have a website, the only option for them would be to either comment or message, you have a question, and wait for a reply. In either cases, you might find yourself bombarded with random comments and messages on different posts that may eventually get lost. Even if you manage to reply to every message and every comment, the information provided will never cover all the details. They must be brief and short, and in very rare cases, one of your audience on Facebook ends up calling you to get the full details. So websites allow you to not miss a single lead. Building a website allows the refinement of your social media audience. Following the last scenario, if the announcements lead to your website, the outcomes could be much more efficient. The biggest percentage of your audience on social media are window shoppers. By designing your announcements in a way that leads those interested to your website, you can separate between window shoppers and those actually willing to act. Think of the website as a destination for those interested customers who are ready to walk with you for an extra mile. Instead of leaving a comment or a message, they can give you their contact information via a contact form and schedule a call back. This will help you organize responding to each inquiry to minimize the number of lost leads and to avoid any miscommunications, which often happens on social media. It will also help you create a database for those who get in touch with you, and you can use that information later for email marketing in the form of newsletters and new offers. Moreover, it will personalize the way you communicate with your audience, which will keep your business unique and memorable. Lastly then, be wherever your customer is. People are spending a lot amount of time on digital platforms. More online presence means more chances for your business being found. A website also has the benefit of potential customers finding you at their own pace instead of you interrupting their route. It gives them more time to build their trust in a business. Moreover, a website saves them the hassle of finding information about your business, as all your contact information, your portfolio, your products, and everything you need to know is in one place. A website makes both your lives and your customer lives a little bit easier. So how is a website built? Now you realize that the website is crucial for your business. Assuming you are someone who does not know a thing about building a business, we can explain in this video how websites built the traditional way, and how website builders are a good savior these days for those who can't afford the traditional way. It's good to understand how the traditional way for building a website goes, even if you won't use it at the time being. It gives you an idea about the bigger picture and can be useful to help when you make the choice of whether a website builder is suitable for your business. So the traditional method would be to design, code, test, and repeat. So a web development process is a set of well-defined steps which organizes the way a team works to create a website. It starts with an understanding the requirement of the website. So website requirements are the website's functions and its intended use. These are the fundamentals for the executing and planning of the web development process. The requirements vary according to the nature of the business, its goals, target audience, features, things like that. A personal website, of course, has different requirements than those of a bank's website. The bigger the project, the more complicated the development process will be because it will include more features as well. Throughout the process, there are 3 main phases, and for every phase, there is a specialist with a specific role to fulfill. Sometimes the roles intertwine. A specialist could have more than one role. However, bigger corporates usually have specialists for each role. So the first stage is design. So the design phase involves transforming ideas suggested in the planning phase into a well-structured and tangible visual representation. The goal of the design phase is to establish a shape and an interface for the website, which the features and content and most other functions will still be missing. One can still identify the site's visual outline as well. This starts off with the web designer, and a web designer starts with a pen, paper, along with their imagination and experience. Using information gathered from the client, so the website owner in this case, the designer should create the best shape for the website to meet the objectives, and this shape is essentially called the wireframe. A wireframe lacks typography, style, color, or graphics, as it only focuses on shape as the concept. At this point, shape is like the skeleton of the website, it's bare bones. The next step is creating a mock-up via Adobe Photoshop, and a mock-up is used to represent the structure of information, visualize the content, and demonstrate the basic functionalities in a static way. Unlike wireframes, mock-ups provide visual details, and this is their advantage. They help their designer identify any errors and allow them to view the design from the user's perspective. Then a cycle of reviewing, editing, and tweaking follows the client, and the web designer reaches the most satisfactory outcome. And once the design is ready, it's coding time. So the next step is the actual development. So web developers are the backbone of the web development process. They are the brains who write code for a living, and most of the work done in this phase involves programming, creating code templates for several pages a website might have. A website usually has different pages like the home, a general page, content, blog post, form, careers, things like that. And for each one of those pages, a template should be created. Obviously, the tasks and the amount of time needed to program vary according to the nature of the website and the number of developers working on the project. Filling the website with content is also part of the development process as well. Although developers do not write the content, they are the ones responsible for inserting it into the website. A useful remark here to mention is that developers are in continuous communication with designers, testers, and even the client in some cases. If anything needs to be fixed, the developers are the ones for the mission. Next up is the testing phase. So the testing phase is the one that is the last one before launching the website. Now that the design, the code, and the content are ready, the website should be ready for hosting visitors. Before real users can come to the website, the development team must make sure that there are no bugs, errors, or any mistakes whatsoever. The software tester's job is to assess code and to fish for bugs. To do so, a software tester must come up with the different user scenarios, design testing plans, run manual and automated tests, write bug reports, and document results to the development team. There are different scales to measure a website's efficiency, such as stress testing, performance testing, functional testing, and security testing as well. The pre-launching phase. So this goal of the testing phase is to ensure that the website is in the most perfect working condition before it launches. Therefore, the testing will work with the developing to fix any software issues. Once they reach the final outcome, deployment and training starts, where the development team hands in the project and explains how the website is meant to be used. Of course, if the website is a basic one, then those who will use it will need almost no training, since most of the functions will be obvious and easy to use. Deployment and training takes more time in case there is an entire system built or a larger website as well. So for anyone who wants to build a website but maybe not have a lot of technical background, whether that's through a builder or through the traditional way, there are some terms that you should be familiar with, if not already. When you come across different terms that you're not familiar with, sometimes it can lead you to feel discouraged, and it can lead you to abandon the idea of having your own website altogether. While some people teach themselves programming and coding languages, most people find it difficult to do so. So we'll go over some popular kind of terms that you'll come across if you decide to handle your own website process yourself. First one being domain name and web hosting. So domain name might be the first term you may face once you build a website. The domain name is the address that people type into the browser URL to visit your website. A good question is, how does the internet work? So the internet is a giant network of computers connected to each other through a global network of cables. These computers can communicate with each other, and each one has a specific series of numbers called an IP address for identification. The problem with IP address is that they are very, very hard to remember. Domain names were made to solve that problem. It's much easier to remember a domain name like ProfileTree.com than a series of numbers. To build a website, you must buy a domain name. Domain names are sold by many companies called domain name registrars for varying prices. Two popular domain registrars are GoDaddy and Namecheap, and furthermore, domains are available in different extensions. The most popular one is .com, which is used by most businesses as well. If you're interested to find out more about domain names, click through our playlist below. We have a video on how to buy domain names and how to buy hosting plans as well. The next one then is web hosting. So this one usually goes hand in hand with the domain name, yet they're not the same thing. Web hosting is another must-have for building a website. In the simplest form, if a domain name was like the address of your house, web hosting would be the actual house that the address points to. This brings us back to the question of how the internet works. All the data, content, and files of your websites are stored on special computers called web servers. Supposedly, these web servers belong to your web hosting companies. Once a user enters your domain address to their browser, the browser translates the domain into the IP address of your web hosting company. That is where your website's files are stored. The user computer needs to connect to the web hosting server to be able to view your website. In other words, web hosting is like booking a hotel room if your website files and data need to be stored so that users may eventually find them. So as mentioned before, the traditional way of building a website is through code. If you are going with the coding route, there's 3 coding languages that you need to know about that will come in handy time and time again when you're designing your website. All of them being HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So HTML is essentially one of the core technologies for building a web page, and it defines the structure of your web page. It essentially provides a way for the web designer to tell your browser how to treat a piece of content. CSS is concerned with the actual visual layout, so it's the language that defines your browser and how the website will look. This includes things like color, font, and layout. It was created to allow web professionals to separate the content and structure of a website's code from the visual design. Before CSS was created, both aspects were written in HTML. That separation between design and content has allowed more flexibility during the web development process, but there's quite a lot to learn about CSS, and it can be a little bit more complicated than HTML. Next thing you have is JavaScript. So this is the third language used with the other 2 in the web development process. It's a scripting language that allows designers to create interactions on a web page. By interactions, we mean pop-up messages, autocomplete texts, and the ability to add new content to a page without having to reload it. In other words, JavaScripts add that little dynamic magic to a website. Without JavaScript, a website would be static, less visually engaging, and less user-friendly as well. JavaScript is very popular and adopted by every web browser for its support, which allows dynamic content to be executed in a web page. Some other 2 tools that you might need and you might have heard of are CMS and PHP. So CMS stands for Content Management System, and it's defined as a web-based application that provides capabilities for multiple users with different permission levels to manage web content, often without the need to have HTML knowledge. In some cases, depending on the website's nature, some HTML knowledge is still required to use a CMS. Capabilities to manage content including editing, creating, publishing, and archiving pages, blogs, press releases, and videos. For e-commerce website, content management involves adding and editing inventory, product specifications, prices, and photos. All different tasks done on a website on behalf of the business, such as adding reports, viewing orders, creating slips and invoices, are done through the content management system. The CMS is a major part of a business website since it's the basic system which defines the process of continuously updating and creating new content for the website. PHP is the parallel equivalent to HTML. While HTML is the builder of front-end development, PHP lives on the opposite side, the back-end. They both share the same role, yet they perform in 2 different parts. PHP is called a scripting language that allows web development to create sophisticated business logic that can interact with the database, conduct complex data operations, and information back to the browser. So is there an alternative? Now that you've understood how the traditional web development process involves and how it's been evolved, including the terms which frequently surround it, it's time to introduce website builders. So what does a website builder do? What role do they play in the web development process? And what purpose were they created for? So what is a website builder? A website builder is a tool or application that lets users build a website quickly without needing to know any coding or site design skills. That means that a website builder is a shortcut or alternative way for non-specialists to get around the dilemma of web development. Although teaching yourself coding in order to build a website is a noble act, to be fair, it is quite a long task. Furthermore, mastering all the skills that you need to create a website requires resources and time. Hiring someone to do the job for you is a great option. However, small and medium-sized businesses may not be able to afford it. Why can't building a website become as easy as creating a Word document? Well, it can. That is a web builder's job. In the beginning, a website builder produced amateurish websites which did not qualify to be presented on business website. Over time, website builders have become more reliable and more advanced. So types of website builders. An offline website builder. There's offline website builder, comes as a software program to install on your computer. It allows you to entirely build your website and have its own files saved on the computer. Once it's ready to be launched, all you need to do is upload all the website files to a web host. Although an offline website builder gives flexibility to build a website without needing an internet connection, it also compels you to purchase a web hosting account. In addition to purchasing the account builder itself, it requires a tiny technical experience to be able to upload your website to the host. Some really popular website builders, one of them is Template Toaster, which is a highly user-friendly website builder. You don't require prior technical knowledge in order to use this website builder software, and it is available for free. And you can use as a trial version. Simply download Template Toaster and use it for as long as you need to. And then when you come to web hosting, then you might need to start looking at some payment options. Next, you have online website builders. An online website builder, on the other hand, lives and dwells on the internet. It's a web-based tool, meaning that your website will run on the provider's service. This gives you the flexibility to work on your website project from anywhere and on any device. There's no need to download the website builder. All one needs is an internet connection and a web browser. For these attractive reasons, an online website builder is a really good option for non-specialists who have always been intimidated by the traditional web development process. Using a drag and drop editor, online website builder is the wizard, which makes creating a website as easy as moving icons on your desktop. No coding, no designing skills, just click and drag. So what does a website builder offer? So one thing that it offers is a domain name and web hosting. Remember when we said that these two go hand in hand? Nobody can escape that rule, but fortunately a lot of website builders can help you get that done. If you don't have one, website builders offer different packages for providing a domain name. Some providers allow you to use a cheap domain name, such as yourname.websitebuilder.com, or instead of yourname.com. Meanwhile, other website builder may offer 1 year of free domain name registration as well, if you choose to subscribe for an annual plan with them or something like that. If you do have one, then you're already one step ahead. Nobody can steal away your name. Of course, if you've already purchased a domain name, you can still register it with any website builder. That gives you two options. You can replace your old domain provider with the website builders, or you can stay with your current provider and forward the domain to your website builder account. Your current domain registrar can help you set this up. Next, you need to shelter your files in that room called web hosting. That means you need a web hosting service, and luckily a lot of web hosting providers or website builders come packaged with one or more web hosting plans, so you can select the one that actually suits you as well. Next thing then is website templates. So templates are ready-made designs for how the visual structure of a website will look. Think of them as fast food solutions for the designer's job. Each website builder has a collection of different designs and shapes ready to be used. Moreover, these templates are anything but rigid. You can always change your mind about the template you choose. This can be done at any time, even after you've launched the website and filled it with content. The content you add will be reshaped to fit the new design. If your company has a logo and specific color palette, you can easily merge them with your templates. That way you would not have to sacrifice your brand's identity And if none of the designs are worthy of your admiration, then that's no problem. You can create your own custom-made template styles, however that will require some HTML and CSS. Pro tip, use the design template that matches the nature of your business. So for example, if your website will have exceptional visuals, make sure you pick the design which highlights them the most. Two things you want to make sure of whenever you are building your website are SEO and analytics, and also tech support. So SEO is the lifeblood of your business, of your website as well. This is the channel that will give you the best visitors with the highest purchase potential. It's the fact that effective SEO does not solely rely on the website builder you're using, however, it does play a part. Any website builder empowers its users with the right features for better SEO results. A good website builder will provide you with features such as SEO title, meta descriptions, page level headings, backlinking, and mobile optimization. Some of them will give you the benefits of connecting to a Google Analytics account and Google Search Console. SEO is an essential ingredient in the recipe of building a website. If you give enough attention to your SEO, it will have a great impact on your number of visitors and sales. The other thing you want to think about is tech support. So a treasure that people simply fail to notice is getting the right support with your website builder. Choosing to build a website through a website builder means that you don't have enough technical experience to do the whole thing on your own. Now the best part is, with website builders, you would not have to be alone. A lot of website builders have a team of tech support that you can contact for questions and inquiries. They also have FAQs and an article sections as well on how to build a successful website. You get to share experiences with people who have gone through this process successfully before. So what are the pros of choosing to build a website with a website builder? One of the pros is that it's easy to use. There's no technical or programming skills that are needed from you to build it, or even from your staff to work on it or update it. It is a really easy way of building a website. Your domain name, hosting space, email address, and all of that is all in one place. It can be a lot more cost efficient, so a website builder tends to be much less expensive than hiring a web design team. Also, in terms of security updates, your website builder will automatically install all of the necessary security updates. You wouldn't need to worry about security, which is a really great feature. You will also not need to waste any time dealing with bugs, compatibility issues, or any broken functionality, as that's something that your website builder's support team can take care of. And as mentioned earlier, if you face any issues, you can easily find plenty of support and tips as well with their own tech support. Now it's time for some cons. So the cons of website builder, one of them is that it's not suitable for large businesses. Website builders are simply not designed to support a complex web design. Businesses who need full functioning websites that perform difficult tasks must stick to the traditional web development process. A lot of the times they have limited flexibility, so some people cannot give up on flexibility. After all, a website builder will only provide you with a limited number of layouts to pick from. Depending on the nature of your business, some cannot sacrifice to limit their choices in return for ease of use. The other bad thing about using a website builder is that you're relying on one provider. Building a website through a website builder means that their business is your business. If the website builder is unstable for any reason, shuts down, then your website will go with it too. Some businesses cannot tolerate being independent. Websites would not be able to handle higher levels of traffic either. So is a website builder the right choice for everyone? Perhaps now that we've stated some valid pros and cons, it may sound a little bit more confusing. The question is not of which is better, the traditional method or the website builder. It's rather about the objectives of your website. So for example, if you're a portfolio and small business website, a basic website for you is something that you'll need for your business, or is even something that you need just for some simple online presence. A website will be the best tool for that. With little to no experience needed, a website can be a lifesaver for beginners, and it guarantees that your website will have an amazing appearance. It will also take the least amount of time to launch. In addition, you'll be able to adjust the site's SEO scores to reach a more relevant audience. For an online store, like we said, having a website that functions as an online store has its features that differs from a regular website. For that reason, a website builder is a great way to start a small to medium-sized e-commerce platform. Traditionally, a big content management system such as Magento or PrestaShop is required to create an e-commerce focused website. In that case, a website builder is a great alternative since the traditional method is technically demanding and expensive. Shopify is a powerful e-commerce builder that combines all the features to create a functional e-store. It allows you to process online payments, take orders, display products, and manage tax options without a hassle. Next then, a blog's website. So compared to professional blogging platforms such as WordPress, a website builder can have its limitations. Although a powerful website blogging tool, beginners find WordPress too complicated. Therefore, it's not always a suitable choice overall. On the other hand, the best website builder will allow you to schedule posts, enable comments, create post categories, and tweak SEO as well. So by now you have understood why it's crucial to have a business website, and it can be a huge milestone in your business's progress. It also clears that social media page and your website go hand in hand and should build each other up. The question of whether to go for a traditional method or choose a website builder instead all comes down to the business requirement of your website. Large businesses prefer to select the traditional method since it offers the best and most stable websites. However, it is recommended for startups to start their web project using a website builder since it's faster, easier, and cost efficient.